from the division agent is down.
What's going on, guys? I've decided to finally put together a top 5 build video today. And it's not necessarily the top 5 best builds in the game because everybody knows that's up for debate. But in my opinion, I think the top 5 builds need to go to players who are just starting out in the game and don't necessarily have the resources to get classified gear quickly. So either they miss global events, they're not comfortable in the dark zone yet, they're not good enough to do legendary missions, they're just struggling with everyday division life, doing some HVTs maybe, having some trouble with that. But I put together some builds that I think in a team are great. I honestly use these builds quite a bit, and I promote them to newer players. Whenever I pick up a newer player at Camp Hudson and run them through the missions, I'm always trying to get them to get these builds, because these builds are self-sustaining and you can get them to work for you almost as good as classified sets until you get those classified sets. So let's just get started. I'm going to start with my favorite, Tactician. Tactician, I call this my Fire-tician actually. So it's just a regular 4-piece, it's a regular 3-piece Tactician build. So you've got 2-piece, 3-piece, and 4-piece active with the Ninja Bike bag. Thank you. Ninja Bike is got to be pivotal in all of these builds. So if you don't have one, I recommend getting one. Open up in forums and whatnot. Look for people who may have one. Help you get one faster. So anyway, well, we're gonna roll everything to electronics on this build. So because it's Tactician's a skill build, Firecrest should be a skill build. But anyway, we got 2% skill haste with the Tactician. 3-piece bonus is extra skill power, and then the 4-piece, every bullet that you hit increases your skill power for a max of 30%. And then we'll go with the Firecrest, which I'm wearing 2 pieces, which turns into 3 with the Ninja Bike. Gives you more incendiary grenade capacity and 50% more turret range and 30% more turret damage. That's incredible. That's an incredible amount of damage. So I'm going to just run up to the firing range real quick. And I do a lot of build testing in the firing range. So if you guys don't know and you guys may be new to the game, you're like, okay, cool, there's a shooting range downstairs in the base operations, but you don't understand how useful it is to the more experienced players. So I definitely recommend you guys checking it out. So as you see, the Tactician stacks are at the bottom underneath my grenades. You see the 29 and 30. There it is. Alright, cool. So I'm going to switch out to my MDR. And the reason I'm using an MDR with this build is because if I'm using a fire turret, I'm going to be putting them on status effect. So I'm going to want to get that distracted talent. So if you don't have an MDR, definitely keep a lookout for it. Talents on this are competent and talented. Competent, you put out a fire turret, you put out your skill, you increase your weapon damage by 10%. And talented, if you kill an enemy with your turret or with your gun, you get 15% more skill power for 20 seconds. So that definitely increases your fire turret's damage. So right here, I'd see I got competent active. I'm using a box or lunch box or bag or whatever you want to call a support station. But 10,000 electronics, it's doing about 15,000 health a skill, or 15,000, or it's probably going to be around 12 because I had 30% stacks. But base fire turret damage right now is 18,000. Yes, I'm in tier 5. Yes, this is 10k electronics. You do not need classified gear for this. You'll probably be around 14, 15k damage on the fire turret if you weren't running everything electronics. So if you found a ninja bike bag and you have it's rolled the firearms with stamina, don't worry. You can still use it. It'll still activate and you'll still do a lot of damage with the fire turret. But the reason I love this build so much is that, let me get back up to 30 stacks. Boom, 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 and boom, 30 stacks. Let's look at that fire turret damage now. We're at 22,000, guys. 22,000. Now, if you had the talented proc, like if I just killed an enemy, I can't shoot my own box, but anyway, yeah, that fire turret's doing a lot of damage, and it will probably shoot from here to about that enemy, maybe even hit that enemy. It's got a radius that is incredible. Let's look at that radius real quick. 18 meters. So that's from here to that guy way over there. That's pretty good range. I'm just gonna put it down right here. Oh, won't let me. Okay. Never mind. Alright, the firing range is limited. Alright, right on to the second. Oh, wait, hang on. Can't do that yet. Alright, talents on this build. If you're running a fire turret, you're going to want wildfire. Death by proxy, so you shoot an enemy, or you kill like an enemy's seekers or something. It increases your skill power. Tech support, you kill somebody with your turret, it keeps the turret alive. It keeps the turret alive for a little bit longer. And combat medic. I use combat medic because if I were to throw a grenade at my support station, I could use a med kit and it would heal it up. You'll see what I mean when I go into the next build, which happens to be. Hold up. Get that bleed off me. D3. I gotta wait for my skills to come back. The reason I run this 3-piece is a 3-piece D3 FNC, which is a very, very tanky, very, very damage resilient build. You get 15% protection from elites, so if you're trying to do an incursion or a legendary mission, this build will definitely help you out. Ballistic shield damage resilience as well, and then frontline allows you to use your SMG with a ballistic shield. A lot of people know the ballistic shield. A lot of people, the newer players, won't use it because all you have is a pistol. You can't do much damage with a pistol. But this build is very pivotal for that. I know I used pivotal earlier. It's a stupid word, but anyway, this build is really, really great in all aspects of the game. If you're like, and it holds up very well. Ballistic shield health is increased by 57% for every 3,000 stamina. So if you're building this build and say you don't have, hang on, let me throw some electronics on there. Okay, so let's throw some electronics at it. So a lot of people think that your higher your skill power, the stronger your skills are going to be. However, that is not true with the D3 build. Unfortunately, the sweet spot is only about 125 skill power. So that being said here, let's take a look at this. So, remember how I was saying 3,000 stamina makes the shield 57% stronger? So I'm at 3,000 stamina right now, technically, on my shield, because I'm not at 6,000. So let's take a look at the ballistic shield. Boom. 827,000. That's not a lot, really, when you think about it. Your shield's going to get torn up. But what we can do is bump that up by making it go up to 6,000. That's all I did, was change it from 5,000 to 6,000. And let's look at that shield now. 1.1 million. That's another 300,000 toughness. Now, don't forget to throw your ballistic shield mods on there. Ballistic shield health. Definitely bumps that bad boy up. Rizzles, my nizzles. You know what I'm saying? Bam. And then we're probably looking at like 1.2. Yep, there he goes. There it is right there. So, you're tanky. You can take a lot of damage. You're drawing a lot of the aggro from the NPCs, allowing the rest of the team to fight for you. Or fight with you. I mean, get to a better position, whatever. It's a good suppression build. A lot of the people that I play with, when I'm trying to teach them how to do incursions and stuff, I'm having them run this build for Clear Sky, Stolen Signal, everything, and it holds up really well. The reason I'm running Lone Star here is because you're going to be just chewing through ammo, SMG ammo, just nonstop. So the 2-piece hybrid here, and of course Nomad for 15% health on kill. You kill an enemy, you get 15% of your health back. It prevents you from dying. And what you can also do with this Nomad piece, instead of running Nomad, you can run Predator's Mark for the reload speed. In my opinion, Nomad's better, but if you were trying to use this build for like PvP, I'd go with the reload speed, because D3 does slow down the reload speed just a little bit. Over the weapons, SMGs. That way you can run your SMGs with your build here, and then you got your box and all that shite. But anyway. I use Predatory and Meticulous and Hurried, because Hurried comes on most of the PP19s that you find. Predatory, that way if you kill an enemy, you're constantly getting heals back, so you're not too worried about dying. You're worried about just killing enemies. Plus your health on kill from the Nomad, and then Meticulous, killing a target has a 25% chance of instantly refilling the magazine. I have this on both of my PP19s, just so I'm constantly putting bullets downrange. Plus with the Lone Star, I'm getting extra ammo. So you see my ammo, how it's at 8,000 or 873. Boom! I just picked up a lot of ammo. Let's look at this right here. SMG damage on the far right, 2,304 rounds. That's a lot of bullets going down range. And there's constantly going to be restock boxes. Alright. Let's just jump right into Deadeye. This one I've been kind of holding close to my chest, because this one I've been trying to fix it, make it better, change things a little bit, but I think I've got it perfect. It's a Ninja Bike hybrid with 4-piece Deadeye, or with 3-piece Deadeye to make it the 4-piece. Those of you who don't know what Deadeye does: initial bullet stability, marksman rifle crit hit damage, and when zoomed, marksman rifle loses headshot bonus but gains 50% critical hit chance. If you're in cover and zoomed, your crit hit chances immediately change to 100%. So, if I'm standing here, zoomed in, 50% crit hit chance. Right? Every other bullet should be a crit. If I'm in cover and zoomed in, every hit is a crit. So the reason I run this build, this build cracks me up every time I use it. I'm using 2-piece striker, or 1-piece striker, which with the Ninja Bike turns into 2 for the extra stability, and of course for the extra ammo, I'm using Lone Star. The reason I'm using extra ammo, it's like, oh, it's a sniper build, you don't need extra ammo, you're just going to be hitting them hard. But no, because with this build, you are spamming the absolute crap out of this gun. You can use an M1A, you can use a Historian, you can use SVD, doesn't matter. The stability on this gun is retarded high. It's at 65%. I'm using a C79 scope to get an extra crit hit damage, and plus it needs to be zoomed in. As you can see, that's 150 crits. But, and as you can see, I can also fire it as fast as I want, and it's not bouncing around like a crazy person like the normal M1A does. So if I took the stability mods off of this gun, I just want you to witness this. And I tried to fire it as fast as I was just now. It's all over the place, and I'm trying to hold it in. It's all over the place. It just goes off on its own little adventure, you know what I'm saying? So, let's put that back on there. Put these mods back on. And then give it another whirl. All the bullets downrange. And look at that. I just burned through probably like 100 rounds just now. Just going nuts. So I run this with Deadly and Unforgiving because... But I also run it with some stamina so I can unlock Unforgiving, and I'm not a one-hit kind of guy. I can't just sit here and just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So I like to move around. I like to not get killed instantly. And plus, if you want to build a Deadeye build the right way with like the 6-piece classified, once you find it, you can go full firearms. But this one I just had a little bit of fun with. And I'm running a pulse and a booster shot for added damage. So with just a pulse, you know, I was doing 150 crits. I'm now doing 163 crits. Thank you. And I'm using the recon pulse because it comes back faster and it has a farther range. Now, I didn't even talk about mods, ladies and gentlemen. Mods for this are going to be pulse critical hit damage and skill haste mods. So that way you can get your skill haste to like about 30% if you do it right. Skill haste on your gloves, holster, and chest piece will also get that. I don't have skill haste on my gloves, but it would be about 9%. So, but anyway, also booster shot. Remember 150 crits. I'm now doing 170 crits with the booster shot, and that's active for about 15 to 20 seconds. I'm not going to waste my ammo. I'm just going to wait for it to come back. Love this build. My secondary build, if you have a long-range weapon, you should probably have a short-range weapon. I've got a house, well, Unforgiving, responsive. If you don't have one of those, I recommend you finding something similar to like maybe an MP5 or maybe a PP19, something that, you know, draws fire away from you, does a lot of damage at close range. Alright, my skills are back. Alright, now booster shot and pulse at the same time. And that crazy amounts of stability. Let's see, 185k crits, and I can shoot as fast as I want. And I can tank people if I want and get those 50% crits. There can be a dude right in front of me. And I can fire this gun right at him. And the stability doesn't go anywhere. A lot of people understand that the M1A is probably one of the bounciest semi-automatic sniper rifles in the game. I just made it fun again. That's 1, 2, 3. Everybody knows the Banshee build that all the YouTubers are running. There's a reason they're running it. It's a good build. You need to go into some crit hit chance, crit hit damage on everything that you can. The reason it's good, I'm going to explain it to you, is for those people that are coming back to the game, maybe new, whatever. I'm here to help you guys out. So, looted DZ funds, doesn't matter. What you're here for is the damage, 10% damage to enemies out of cover, while Rogue all ammo is completely refilled every 30 seconds. Damage taken from rogue players is reduced by 10%. While not rogue, it's the exact opposite. So you're taking less damage from rogues and you're doing more damage to rogues. This bonus is increased to 20% 10 minutes after you killed by a rogue. So if you're not rogue, you get killed by a rogue, you're doing 20% more damage for 10 minutes. It's a lot of fun. So it's good for burst damage. And then I'm doing the 2-piece Predator's Mark for the reload speed and the extra SMG damage and assault rifle damage. So that being said, you're doing about 15%. And where did I get 15% from? No, you're doing, yeah, about 15% more damage. 18 more damage with the SMG, just being for enemies out of cover. No, I don't want to log out. I want to switch to my gun. Thank you. So you're doing about 61k crits. This is not on players. This is on, you know, NPCs, which is, I mean, it's still a big number. You know, you throw your pulse out for extra damage right off the bat, and you throw your booster shot out for extra damage right off the bat. And that's what burst damage is. You get 10% more damage when closer than 10 meters to a target. What you can do is get competent in a third slot on like an assault rifle like this. Damage is increased. And then you pop a booster shot plus the 10% competent. And you get a lot more damage there too. Alright. I'm not really a big fan of this build, but if you are getting into PvP, this build will definitely help you get there. That Banshee, definitely, you're going to want to stack as much crit hit chance, crit hit damage into it as possible. Try to get around 50% crit hit chance, and anything over 100 crit hit damage is going to be good for you at this level. Alright, and my personal favorite build, you know me as Laddifer the support player, this build is ridiculous. I love it so much. It's a final measure healing build, but the skill haste is out of this fucking planet. So I'm not even gonna shoot here in the firing range with it because there's no point. But what I'm gonna do is, if you've seen my videos in the past, you've seen me running this build a lot. It's because it is my favorite build at the moment, besides my Reclaimer. I mean, I'll run this in skirmish instead of my Reclaimer sometimes, but I'll throw that box out there. Boom, kill my box, pop a heal. It's coming back. If I had a teammate that was running through that box, or that heal, that box would already be back. Box comes back in about 10 seconds, 8 seconds with triage, which is right here. Triage. Heal an ally with a skill to reduce skill cooldowns by 15%. So if I have a group of 3 friends with me, and they run through my heal on the ground, that's 45% faster. Plus my skill haste is already stupid high, so reviving a down teammate reduces damage to incoming players by 30% for 10 seconds. Combat medic, obvious reasons. If you're running a medic, if you're running in a team in general, have combat medic on, please. Helpful tips here. And reach low skill health, or reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns by another 20%. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but definitely check out my channel for that extra. It's not extra for that build that I put on. It's Final Measure Hybrid Medic. That's what this build is. Oh, best part about this build is I can also catch grenades. So I'm just gonna go through this build right here. Skill haste on the chest, you need it. We're gonna have about balance between stamina and not get one shot by stuff. Final measure electronics with skill power. Electronics with skill power on knee pads as well. Ninja Bike Backpack, Electronics with Skill Power. Tactician, Skill Haste, Assault Rifle Damage, because I'm using my Assault Rifle damage most of the time when I'm in PvP or PvE, because it does enemy armor damage. And then, of course, you know, Skill Haste with Electronics on that holster as well. The holsters are awesome because they bring everything up at the same time. But of course, talented and competent on the weapons here, because I mean, if I'm constantly healing on the ground, that means I'm constantly have competent active, so I'm constantly doing 10% more damage no matter what I'm doing. This is the bread and butter of the build right here, the rapid chest piece, which is what makes my skills come back faster. So if I'm sitting at 50% skill haste, that's the max. Rapid makes that max not matter. Rapid makes my skill haste for my healing skills 65%. Plus triage, plus I can catch grenades. I hope you have a lot of fun with that build, because I certainly do all the time. I just giggle and laugh when people are trying to kill me, and I just go back to full overheal just like this, and I'm just bobbing and weaving, trying not to get shot. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. And that's it. That's my top 5 favorite builds for the new players coming in that will help them be successful either in PvP or PvE. If you like what you see, hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, and this is the first time you've ever seen me build, seen me talk, seen me bullshit my way through some stuff, hit that subscribe button, please, guys. I can't do it without your guys' support. And I'll see you guys in the next video.